Flames it.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. Straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have been my best with this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Grays Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft have burned overhead.
What? How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed. Many injured.
Scramble. All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
Agora sim, malandro. Desculpa aí, galera, estava almoçando. Como eu vos disse, RECEEEEEEEEBA de GRIPPEN. $26,44, né? Olha essa porra aí mesmo, bora. Olha o Grippenzinho que bonitinho, ó. Não chegou no Brasil, mas aqui nós pilota o bicho danado. Segura, titios. Que é o piloto de pedreiro, receba.
Runway, we don't got all day here. Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
Já comecei com os 3 stripes, tornei não. Olha que bonitinho, ó. Olha que bonitinho.
Mage 2, clear for takeoff.
Bora.
It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we are faithful.
Bora, titio. Olha, já subiu, já dá a piruleta. A visão da cabine. Olha que bonitinho.
Looks like the harbor's taking a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, warm up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this.
Tá bonitinho, né?
Roger that.
Eu gosto dessa visão aqui porque ela não atrapalha com a visão do cockpit.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper.
Esse a gente pode ir com essa aqui.
All unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts.
Positivo da base. Nós vamos derrubar todo mundo, menino.
Stay sharp.
Aqui é o piloto de pedreiro, receba.
Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
Já viu o cabo já, tá lá, ó. Lá adiante. Lá em riba.
Sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken. They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Já chegamos.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts follow up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Bandit on your 6. Watch it.
Missile connected.
Receba. Muito pra leve. Encheu o saco de outro, filho da... Bem!
Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target.
Mandei 2, ó. Blum, titio.
Down. Looking good.
Falou,
Mage 2.
Tupoleve. Receba o piloto de pedreiro, menino.
Mage 2. Targets in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet.
No que travar tudo, eu mando. Tchum! Foi-se embora tudo, meu irmão. Acabou-se.
That's it. It's great when it's simple.
Mage 2.
Ei, acabou-se.
Drop payload on installations and return to base.
De velho acabou.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Whoa there, Trigger. Settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Welcome. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
Column, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
HQ, attention all combat
Segura.
groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Fox 3.
Drones? Are you
Kaboom.
kidding me right now?
Pronto.
Jesus, this is the kind of
MiG
shit that really
21.
chaps my ass.
Acabou-se.
Jeez, I can't tell them apart.
Porra, errei, velho. Toma, filha da puta.
Missile hit.
Eu vou detonar esses filhos das putas. Depois eu vou no alvo.
Mage 2, missile away. Target is hit.
Vem cá, amigo desgraçado. Toma. Foi. Meu irmão, que cara chato, brother.
Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
Estão quase chegando na base dos arrombados.
Mage 2's bandit confirmed down.
They could burn with their whole payload.
Caralho, malandro.
Mage 2,
Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
missile away.
Don't let them destroy the harbor. Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor's under heavy fire.
1 remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this. Locked on!
To Golem and Mage, job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Receba do piloto de pedreiro, menino.
Mage 2, Flight Commander looks like
Creu.
he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Golem Squadron, this is HQ.
Ah,
Did you
good.
confirm any
Whoa.
drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Golem 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
É bonitinho, né, velho? Olha lá, ó.
I am Princess Rosa Cosette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia.
É bonitinho, ó.
Citizens of Erusia.
É o Giprem danado. Citizens of Perugia.
Your call sign is Mage 2.
Your call sign is made to. Ok, motherfucker, yeah. Receba do piloto de pedreiro. Ui.
are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Yusia, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Yusia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Yusian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Yusia was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Yusians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Yusia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer.
Foi quando foi atingida pela 15 lá dentro.
case you were wondering. Yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye. I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape.
E deu merda!
They set the dogs on me.
E o pau quebrou. Atenção.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east.
Vai dar merda.
Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advanced element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Entendi. Atacar os caras que estão no solo e estabelecer superioridade no elemento aéreo. Entendido, meu amigo. Entendido. Bora. Ui. Aqui é só de Gripen, tio. Né? Eu não sei, deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Quanto de dinheiro eu tenho? 1.207.000. Rocket, blá blá. Flight distance. Ele queria um bando de coisa, né? É 2 milhões o X2, ó. Então bora de Start Mission. Start Mission. Então de Grips. $22. Immediate surface cruise side, reduce the purple base, the parking is what the distance from Fire 1. Tem que mandar e sair fora. Não, vamos com esse aqui mesmo. Vamos com esse aqui, que esse aqui é mais legal. Made. Hoje skin. Review. Sai. Sai! Bora, meu filho, se mande. Tem umas camuflagens mais loucas. Mas não tem, então tá bom.
Target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
Eu vou explodir tudo civil, mano. Não quero nem saber. Quero que se lasque. Quero tocar o terror mesmo. Cablum! Receba do piloto de pedreiro, piloto pedreiro.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there. Protect the radar vehicle.
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Ah, filha da puta.
Being attacked by enemy aircraft. Requesting permission to move the vehicle. We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now.
Caution.
We don't have any anti-air. We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
Enemy's airstrikes are flawless. We're done for.
Porra, não acertou o filho da puta não, mano.
Page 2, walking.
Bandit evaded the attack. Missile, evading.
Caralho, meu irmão, que cara chato, brother.
The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
We need aim over clear ground. School 3, has to bail out now.
Number 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
Tá porra, quase me lasquei.
Trigger, there's one more to go.
Missile launched. That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Move the enemy aircraft away from the base.
Find target and ready to attack. Enemy transports are taxiing.
Fox 2. All right, this base is worth destroying. 3 targets remaining.
Why don't they withdraw? What? They gonna bring their buddies back from the dead?
Launch preparations complete. Holes are free. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear, 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch.
Aí, ó. Lançaram os vagabundos. Lá vem os Donneries.
What happened? Status report. Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones
Toma.
have great agility. All aircraft. You know
O
what
Jester
RT
foi
turns
pro
are,
pau.
right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
Fox 2. Fox 2.
Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter.
He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it.
Yeah, I just wish
Que
they'd give
filha
us
da
a bit more
puta, mano.
warning.
Porra de drone do caralho, mano.
Golem 2, the enemy's reading.
Fox 3.
Bandit evaded the attack.
Behind target and ready to
Oi.
attack.
Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hells yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
He escaped into the clouds.
I'm buying dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more.
Praticamente eu pegando todos, né, irmão? Mas tá de boa. Bem. Errei, velho.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. Golem Squadron, surround them.
Page 2. Walking. 1 to go.
Ó, cara chato, velho.
Casualties.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
You shoot, someone gets killed. The
É
guys in
verdade.
charge take care of the rest.
Se atira, alguém morre. Se atira, alguém morre. Peguei a skin do Jester. Isso aí eu já sei. Vamos ver só a piruleta que eu dei, ó. Baixei, pá, nivelei. Piruleta. Bora, teteus. Creu. Creu. Ui, ui, ui.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first... Now is the time...
Aí depois arrebentamos radar, é superiority, o caraca. Pica, poda, pinca, pá, pum. Quero ver a hora que eu peguei o Jester. Detonei os 4 de uma vez. Altas piruleta louca, lá, piruleta de novo, piruleta, vapo. Vapo, vapo. Vapo, 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 vapo. Cadê o Jester? Peguei o Jester lá. Depois que arrebentamos a base, aparece o Jester. Falta isso, eu vou mostrar os MiG, pá. Agora, ó, Jester. Vim atrás dele, decolou, cabum, foi. Isso aí. É isso aí, malandro. Eu não sei. Eu tenho que aprender a localizar os outros aces da paradas. Né, pra pegar as outras skins. Tem o MiG-21.
The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier, Kestrel 2, was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
Pau! Cadê o... Skin 2, Skin 3... Ó, o Jester aí, ó. Aqui é só de gripe, nós dizer.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace.
Positivo operante.
That doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco.
Vou ver um negócio aqui. Se não é nessa missão, em qual? Deixa eu só ver aqui, galera, se é nessa missão ou em outra. Aqui tem outra skin do piloto cabulosão. Aqui só aparece o Flight Option também, que são essa, né? Foi mal, eu tive que atender uma ligação aqui. Eu acabei ficando fora de game. Cadê? Todo mundo pelo meio.
Thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting
Space,
season
manda aí, foda-se.
Enemy reinforcements. I don't like these odds.
Mage 2, bandit down. Excellent work.
There's an enemy on your tail.
Mage 2, box 2.
We have him on the run. Don't let up. Feeling out.
The enemy has a lock on you, Mage 2.
I gotta stay with my sight. I'm hit. I've lost control.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
Bem. Ó.
Friendly lost.
4 remaining.
We're getting our ass kicked. Where are our reinforcements?
Faltam só 4 loucos.
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
Bem.
Mage 2, walking.
Ó, meu irmão.
They got me.
Eita porra.
3 remaining.
Getting off rock. Breaking. I'm taking damage, but I'm good to go.
1 remaining.
Ah, aí sim, é, tá. Eu sei que eu tô ice, não precisa me avisar.
Enemy has a lock on you, Mage 2.
Vocês, toma, foi. Fosse.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
Seems to be crazy to pick a fight with us. A rabid dog would know better.
Missile incoming! Evade! Break!
Push.
What the hell?
Caution, missile!
Caution. A large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
Ah! É o... como é que é o nome dessa porra? O Bird, não sei o que lá. Mother Bird, sei lá como é que é essa porra. Os drones malucos aí agora.
We just learned that Erusia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those
Arsenal
bastards,
bird,
they
this
had that
thing.
thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock. Break, now!
We're just waiting for mission command.
Caralho, perdi quase todos.
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Ei, pronto.
These guys were too easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the Arsenal bird.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey. Golem 2, he's right on you.
Ah, fila da puta.
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Golem 2, missile, evade!
Porra, como é que eu perdi se eu tava de frente pro troço, mano?
This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit! Status report. Missile launched. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Break! Break! Break!
Damn things are getting smarter. How many do you think are left?
We lost another friendly!
Skeleton 3's lost.
Agency's coming. What's the plan?
Where's that report? Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority.
How'd that happen?
Missile. Stall warning.
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there!
Breaking!
Hey! Controls are out. I'm breaking up!
Skeleton 2 lost.
Shit, we got incoming!
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Brilliant observation. If they noticed earlier, more of us would have survived to hear it.
Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy that. Returning home.
Missile launched.
That a boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing.
Mage 2 locked.
The longer it takes, the worse our odds of getting out of here are. Machines don't get tired. That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show them any mercy. You're after me.
Retreating aircraft. Leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe. Mage Squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
Yowza.
Targeting range of guns.
Missed.
More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative.
This is Gargoyle 1, leaving Operation Airspace with Golem 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
One bandit, SU-30.
Gargoyle 1. Caution! Missile!
Fast. It's like he...
Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Golem 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an SU-30. Ridge wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Golem and Mage Squadron, help us!
Get those UAVs off of France.
Break away!
Don't think, focus.
This Golem and Mage Squadron handle it. They'll go through.
Get your asses out. Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fourth-grade aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
I'm dead meat. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared. I'm scared.
This is not good. Brody, break off.
Missile did not connect. Entering clouds.
Got one in my sights. Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. The weak get eaten.
Golem 2, get a hold of yourself. Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support!
Onde é que tu tá, filha da puta?
Support!
Puta merda, velho.
Bandit is down.
Golem 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper? Where's the one that got brownie?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry.
Eu vou refazer essa missão para tentar pegar o sucóide. Boom.
I'm tied up now. Trigger, can you help him?
All UAVs have been splashed.
Eu vou refazer essa missão e vou ficar de olho na Golem 2.
I said what I had to say.
Será que tem como salvar ela?
Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Maid Squadron, withdraw.
Como foi?
Tive que parar perto do Kumon, viu? Não tinha uma vaga sequer, nem de lá nem de cá.
Aí é bom demais, né? Hã? Ainda não, daqui a pouco só. Porra, muito baixo, não?
Nicely done, Mage 2.
Nicely done.
Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
Será que eu consigo ir atrás da outra louca lá?
Mage Squadron, this is the situation.
Eu vou tentar ir atrás da coisa lá. Mas será que eu vou com o Gripen ainda?
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
Será que eu consigo, velho? Então, meu, eu vou fazer essa.
A terra dela tá muito molhada agora.
Plantinha muito doido. Por que a tela da TV tá suja ali?
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position. 100. Trigger. Maintain your current approach. 50 meters. Excellent work, Trigger.
Papum, 2 tempinhos, Kekel. Piloto pedreiro, receba! O mais legal é a janelinha onde o cara fica pra mandar a mangueira pra nós ali.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Golem and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Golem 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to him like glue. Don't let him out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Imaginei.
As duas estão tão úmidas.
Certo, 16. Morreu. Cabum. F4E. Bey.
Create a missile. Use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
Friendly lost.
4 remaining.
We're getting our ass kicked. Where are reinforcements? They got me.
3 remaining.
Gargoyle Squadron, chase them down.
Cabum. 2 remaining.
We got this. We can't recover. We need reinforcements now. Bandit acquired.
Where'd he go?
In gun range.
Tô freando tudo pra ver se ele entra no meu... Não, disparei errado. F16, se foi, irmão. Falou, valeu. Filho da puta, velho. Fez o tunô na hora. E... Bum, bum. Acabou, irmão. Play, play.
Nice kill. 1 remaining. Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
They took a bite out of me.
Tchum.
Fox 3. Fox 3.
Fox 3, Fox 3. Bey.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. We're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
They'd be crazy to pick a fight with us. A rabid dog would know better.
Missile incoming. Evade.
Hello.
Break. Break.
What the hell?
Caution, missile!
Não, míssil.
All aircraft, stay alert.
Filho da puta mesmo, velho. Me acertou. Arsenal Bird do inferno. Tô com 41% de dano já. Olha o tanto de drone que essa merda solta.
That Erusia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock. Break, now!
Just waiting for mission command.
Porra.
Vai no braço.
Braço.
Through this trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Damn, they're agile. There's too many of them.
These guys will go down easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan.
Ah, filho da mãe. Pensei que ia estar
Destroy the
enquadrado.
Arsenal bird.
Puta, 82%.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
Bandits are fast as hell.
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird.
It's not sideways. Don't shoot to be outsmarted.
I've got you now. Firing.
I can't get a lock. Delta 1, check 6, Commander. They got me!
Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Find your own target.
Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit!
Meu irmão, tô com 82%. Olha, toba.
Shit, Golem 2, do you
Bey.
copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3, break.
These damn things have gotten smarter.
Ah, eu sabia, velho. Eu demorei demais pra manobrar. Basta! Basta! Retry, checkpoint. Aí sim. Those bastards, motherfuckers!
Enemy has a radar lock.
Just waiting for mission command.
Break, now!
We'll live through this, Trigger.
Watch out, we're surrounded!
These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. These guys will go down easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the arsenal bird.
That thing? God help us. It's hard enough just keeping up with the drones.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
Right up, find your own type. Look at that light from the arsenal bird. What's going on here? Evade, now! Right!
These bandits are fast as hell.
Lockdown hostile.
Kills one. We got me!
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Goes 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
Target down.
Goes 3, goes 2's hit! Status report. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3, break! Break!
Get your head out of your ass.
Another friendly!
Skeleton 3's lost.
They just keep coming. What's the plan?
Where's that report?
Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority.
How'd that happen?
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there! Break it! Control ground. I'm breaking it off!
Vou ficar nela.
Skeleton 2 lost.
We got incoming!
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Brilliant observation. If they'd done it earlier, more of us would have survived to hear it.
Save your chatter for the debrief.
No, where's Golem 2?
Golem and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs.
Golem 2,
Don't let
Golem
them
2.
touch
Where
any
is Golem
friendlies.
2?
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
I'm sticking
Continuing
with
the
her.
mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy
Ela
that.
tá indo no 49
Joining home.
leste. Tá, 49 leste.
Golem 3, bandit pursuing you.
I'm still stocked up. Bring them on.
Golem 3, missile, evade!
Retreating aircraft, leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe.
That's it,
Bait.
Trigger. They're machines. Don't show them any mercy.
Boom.
Mage Squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
That's it, baby. Come to Poppy. Mage 2, bandit on your tail.
Mage 2, UAV down. More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative.
This is Gargoyle 1. Leading Operation Airspace with Golem 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
One advantage. SU-30.
Gargoyle 1, caution, missile!
Fast. It's like he...
hell? Golem 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against MSU-30. Wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run. The longer it takes, the worse our odds of getting out of here are. Machines don't get tired.
Tô aqui contigo. Pra ver se dá pra te salvar. Cadê o cara? Ele não tá aqui não.
Get those UAVs off of France. Not on my watch.
Tô aqui, mano. Cadê? Não tem.
An allies hit. Golem and Mage, move in to provide support.
Let's move. They're out of focus.
Ah, tá de propósito mesmo. Tá de propósito. Eu cheguei pra resolver, mas não coisou, então coisei.
Mage 2, provide cover for allied retreat.
Missed.
Cabum.
Yowza.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fourth-grade aircraft.
This is getting tight.
Damn it, I can't break away!
Tip meat. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. The weak can eat.
Golem 2, get a hold
É,
of
então ela
yourself.
é feita para
Golem 2,
morrer
get away
mesmo.
from the enemy.
Tentei ajudar, mas não rola.
Mage 2, support! Somebody! Support!
Já foi.
Golem 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry.
Ah,
All UAVs have been splashed.
então não tem como salvar ela não. Realmente não tem como salvar ela
I
não.
said what I had to say. About what?
Lascou-se.
Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Era pra ter ido um pica com ela, né, velho? Fazer os cortes do jeito certo, não a porra do Golem 1. É uma mentira que eu tinha arregaçado toda a porra do Nacional Guard. Tá aqui todos não estão funcionando. Ah, sei lá, esse cara.
Mage 2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach.
Ok, let's go to landing.
Runway is clear. Mage 2, you
Landing
are cleared for
procedures.
landing. 3,000 to runway. Mage 2, lower speed. 1,500 to runway. Your approach looks good. Stay on course. Perfect, Mage 2. Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation.
Major Squadron, this is the situation. SU-30 SM.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
New emblems.
Here he comes.
Então, teve que ter aquele lance para apresentar a Mihai.
Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. But he was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations. It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can reach his
a Bandai Namco podia fazer o remaster de todos, né, velho?
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole. If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing a stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Erusia's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared. I bet you're wondering, if Erusia lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Erusian princess rallying her people on the Erusian national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches, and that made her seem even more charming. You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osia, the prisoners in here went nuts. Hell, if anyone knew how messed up Osia was, it was the prisoners. They'd shout, "Burn Osia down." No way am I just gonna sit here and rot away in this hellhole. Dark blue. Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Erusia, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
Aí agora a gente tem que ir pro Space Elevator pra tentar resgatar o presidente. Agora que vai dar merda.
As proved by the failure of our previous strategy, the Arsenal birds have bolstered the enemy's anti-air network. This will be difficult to overcome. However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator no matter what it takes. Someone there is counting on us. The hero of the Circum-Pacific War and the man who spearheaded the construction of the space elevator. Osia's former president, Mr. Harling. Mr. Harling was inspecting the elevator when the war broke out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Erusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. It's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set up around the space elevator. However, our reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatapura, so we can elude the enemy's observation. There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from their radar. If you happen to be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission. The lone pilot will head up this strategy as you, Trigger.
Oh.
After you bust through, secure the rescue craft's landing zone by taking out the anti-air weapons. Gollum and others will arrive shortly for support. Provide escort for Mr. Harling's craft after rendezvous. Good luck out there.
Como faço? Cara de massa, né? Mission preparation. Mas eu vou comprar umas peças loucas aqui. Eu não liberei do jeito não, eu liberei, pô. Vamos pôr umas bagaceiras aqui liberando os trem. Sukhoi 34, Sukhoi 30 M2, Sukhoi 37, Sukhoi 47, Sukhoi 30M, Sukhoi 35S. Ainda não coisei. Ainda não descoisei. Ainda não descoisei também. Aquelas porra toda aqui comprar. Isso aqui é bom, velho. Typhoon. Tinha essas coisas todas. Tem 1 milhão e porrada, chega. Start mission. Vamos ver se eu consigo dar uma futucada nele aqui, velho. É você, irmão, é você. Select parts. Select this. Custom, ok. Dá pra usar a categoria das paradas. Body, arms, esses aqui estão dentro. Tá, beleza. Arms. Take off documentation. Special mission load. Paraná. Tá. Monta 2 já. Pista municipal. Flat speed. Flat distance. Body. Falta isso. Essa porra aí, foda-se. 8. Já pra 10 aqui, já pra 10 esse aí, então, vamos lá. Acabou-se. Pronto, é isso aí. Acabou-se.
Aircraft preparations complete. Sortie ASAP.
Falei pelo título da transmissão. É só gripe, tintil. A Melzinha tá dela perdeu o olho e tá estranhando todo mundo. Você chega pra falar que ela olha pra você e se esconde, esse tipo de fala.
If you're spotted, the mission is over. Stay out of enemy radar. Use of weaponry is also strictly forbidden. Okay, you're heading up the Harling rescue mission. The success of this mission depends on you. Good luck.
Que esquema, né? Rebelde. Tropa rebelde.
Good job, but stay focused.
Vai ver um sobrevoando no aeroporto, ninguém liga, não. Todos malucos.
No problem. Situation normal. No change.
Agora eu vou pegar uns ventão cabuloso, tá vendo?
Trigger, you got two directions you can take up here. Just go with your gut. Don't worry, we're watching over you. Careful of ice formation in the clouds. You're making good progress, Trigger. You're currently halfway to your rendezvous point. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna be you and your radar out there. Just know, you got a bunch of people pulling for you. And I'm one of them. You're 3/4 of the way. Been a long fight, but you're nearly home.
Que bom, hein, Wes?
Harling is still the president in my eyes. He ended the war, built the space elevator, and launched a spaceship from it. Despite his success, he remained a humble hero. I'll do my best to save him. Let me ahead, Trigger.
Increasing alert.
Rendezvous point dead ahead. Hang in there.
Beleza, achei o mais rápido que eu já fiz essa aproximação.
Trigger, the first stage of the mission is clear. Don't celebrate yet. The real fight's about to get started. Radio silence is now lifted. The auxiliary craft will be arriving shortly. Destroy the anti-air around the space elevator. We're securing Sea Goblin's landing zone.
Puta que pariu, fudeu. Vai, irmão. Vai, irmão. Vai, irmão. Trava a porra do negócio, velho.
Page 2, target destroyed. Page 2, target down. Half of the SAM sites are down. Chaff and flares launched. Page 2, locked.
Trigger, sorry about the wait. Cavalry's here. Column Squadron. Trigger jumped through the fire. Now it's our turn. Understood.
Gargoyle Squadron, stay focused. You all know your job.
All aircraft, eliminate the enemy before they can respond. Half of the anti-air guns down. Sea Goblin will arrive shortly. Eliminate hostile anti-air before that.
Graças a Deus, tô só com 7% de dano. Que porra.
Missile away. Target eliminated.
This is Sea Goblin. We arrived. Do we have a clear LZ?
Mission still in progress. Stand by.
Sim, mano, só
All
tem mais
anti-air
um.
guns destroyed. Destroy the remaining SAM sites and secure the LZ.
Pronto, irmão. Tá liberado.
Rescue team can't land until anti-air weapons are down. Destroy them.
Destruir tudo, filho da puta. Oi, tá louco?
The landing zone is secure. Sea
Doente, é?
Goblin, you are cleared to land.
Roger. Rendezvous point site. We're almost there.
Multiple bandits over Selatapura Harbor. They're container-launched UAVs.
Sea Goblin, Captain, going up to meet our two VIPs.
Quando que eu tô manobrando, tu corta pro helicóptero pousando? Vai fazer extraction do filho da
Rescue
mãe
craft
aí,
on the ground
bora.
is defenseless. Gollum and Mage, destroy all hostiles.
It's been a long journey, but we're on the home stretch.
Gargoyle will stand by near the space elevator.
Sea Goblin, heading over to the ex-president's location now. Run for the container!
corrente, turbulência, fila. Porra, como é que eu perdi se eu mandei o míssil no meio das pernas da grua, velho?
UAVs approaching the space elevator. Stop them.
Return fire! Sierra 2, hold position! We're cut off! Taking fire! We're pinned down! Shoot back!
Missile.
Express identified! Behind the gantry crane! Mr. Hurley, stay right there!
Pode vir atrás de mim, não vai dar não.
Incoming rocket!
Sea Goblin, all survivors, respond. Is Mr. Harling alive? UAV down. UAV confirmed down.
They got the chopper and Sierra 2! That was thermobaric! Shit! Rocket!
Damn. UAVs moving away from the harbor toward the space elevator. Shoot them down. UAVs flying toward the space elevator. Mage, Gollum, get them. Eliminate all enemy UAVs. Don't let up.
This is Colonel Johnson. Do you copy? I am with President Hurley. Rescue unit down, along with the soldier who had this radio. Let's get Mr. Hurley done.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out. That's about half. Mop up the rest.
We found an Erusian transport craft. Its engines are on.
I heard you were in the Air Force, Colonel. Can you fly?
Better than Mr. Hurley.
It'll do. All squadrons be advised. The call sign is Mother Goose 1. I sent the information via the data link.
Mother Goose 1? That's the best you can come up with?
Enemy has a radar lock on you.
Fox 2. There's more. We'll pass out some exhaust before the enemy wears out.
Target destroyed. 3 remaining. Fox 2. Mage 2. Vehicle destroyed.
Mage 2 bandit on your 6.
There's too many. We can't take all of them.
1 remaining.
Target eliminated. Good work.
This is Column 3. Bandit on my 6. They can't get away.
Tem ninguém no teu Six, Golem 3. Vai mentir lá longe. Estão aproximando e vendo. Ele tá no Six do Golem 4. Certo que é mal.
Fox 3.
Se vai dar o call certo, rapaz.
All UAVs have been splashed. All aircraft. Former President Harling's transport is ready to take off. Mother Goose 1, take off.
All right. Mother Goose 1 taking off. Mr. Hurley wants to dismiss this site.
Let's wait till we're home safe. Mage Squadron, Mother Goose 1 is heading south. Provide support. 5 minutes remaining.
Skykeeper, bogeys on my radar. Bearing 220.
Tá, have him.
Sighting confirmed as MQ-101, forerunner for
220.
Arsenal Bird.
The big bird is coming, huh?
Mage, protect Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any UAVs. Gollum, intercept the UAVs.
Golem 1 will kill. That last battle taught me a lot about those a-holes. Golem 2, don't stray off on me. Always maintain element.
Wilco, forming up.
Fox 2, Fox 2. Goose 1, UAV on your tail. Take evasive action.
I hear you. This isn't exactly a fighter. Lock acquired.
Understood. An arsenal bird is on its way. Strategic AI chose liberty over justice. Courses have already changed.
Enemy UAV down.
Cargo 1, where's the signal? Cargo squad, stand by for my order. Someone's on the lighthouse. Died into the harbor. They won't be able to get home. That ship isn't one of ours. Where's the signal? Gargoyle, change radio frequency. Goose 1 here. We're about to leave the airspace. Keep your fingers crossed. Gargoyle, it's time. Attention, Gargoyle squadron. Babble.
Gargoyle 3 to Babel. Babel, roger.
Puta merda, aí fodeu. Não sei se esses doidos que vão estourar o presidente.
Skykeeper, what the hell was that?
Gargoyle did their job.
I figured, but why weren't we informed?
The IUN can't coordinate between branches as usual.
Gargoyle Squadron, report.
HQ, 1 hit was scored. The rest were intercepted by UAV. The elevator's wind break took a scratch. None more.
Roger. Continue to maintain air superiority.
Mother Goose 1 hit.
Mother Goose 1 has been hit. Colonel Johnson, respond. Main Squadron, assess the situation.
This is Mage 1. I have Mother Goose 1 in my sight. Cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Colonel Johnson, are you okay?
Don't worry about that. Just send help this way. I'm sorry. Get Mr. Early. Please.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1.
Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1?
Of course.
Lock acquired.
Locked. Mage 2, missile away. Mother Goose 1 is turning. What's going on? They're heading to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady altitude. Who's in control?
It's not the Colonel. Mr. Harling's the only one on board. Mother Goose 1, respond! Mr. Harling, please respond.
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here. Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take them down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining.
Lock acquired.
In gun range. Mother Goose 1, turn 180 degrees and exit combat airspace. Mother Goose 1, Mr. Harlan, are you piloting that plane?
Arsenal Bird Liberty, passing waypoint 2.
The UAVs are...
Não fui eu, velho.
Oh my god, Mother Goose 1 has been shot down.
Where'd the missile come from?
Mage 2 fired that.
It was OG. A friendly missile hit him.
Não fui eu não, velho.
Situation. Stop speculating.
Tá doido?
Friendly fire. I saw it. Mother Goose 1 exploded in air. No one could have survived.
Looks like it tried to protect the elevator. The Rusian bastards, they just killed a hero.
Mage 1. Is it Trigger? Trigger was the closest. UAVs were crawling all over our objective. I told you to keep a goddamn eye in the hatchling. It must have been a mistake.
Arsenal Bird is entering. All aircraft withdraw immediately. Trigger, you can't fly for a while. You understand?
Não fui eu, velho. são tudo doido e doente. Tudo louco e doente.
The operation to rescue former President Harling has failed. Sadly, there is no hope he survived. Trigger, you are suspected of assassinating the former president.
Vão tomar no meio seus cu, seu suspeito
There
de
will
quê?
most probably be a court-martial.
Tua mãe é suspeita de ter cabelo na teta. Cala a boca. Putz, brilho, hein?
Bad news for us here at the prison. The enemy fell for our decoy base. With all the fake planes and trucks we had out, we must have looked to them like the Ocean Air Force was about to go on the attack.
Bombardeando a prisão e a base. Eita, brigueira.
Osea didn't give a damn. We weren't soldiers to them, so go ahead. Bomb us. In their eyes, we were expendable. Worth less than the fake planes in the bunkers. No biggie. While I made fake planes, they had me put together some working ones. Then, some genius at HQ decided we should send it up, so the base looked legit. Thankfully, we had people to crew them. It didn't matter what we were locked up here for anymore. Top brass needed pilots, and criminals were all they had. A crook, a gambler, an anarchist. Just your typical lowlifes. They threw each one of them in a cockpit and sent them up to intercept the enemy's planes. But in the end, it was all just for show. So, up they went, day after day after day. Today they tossed someone new into the mix. Wonder what he did to get sent here.
Fui eu.
My dad died flying for the Ocean Air Force. When your allies are surrounded, one of the most dangerous missions is giving them cover to retreat. Whoever signed up for that was a real hero. But even more dangerous than that was being the one who had to cover the rear guard's retreat. That was my dad's job, and one time, he called it off. Said it was too late for him. Said anyone else would have done the same. I found that out from a war buddy of his when he came to tell me how my dad died. The next time a retreat happened, my dad volunteered to be in the rear guard. Dumbass. He died all right. No one came to help. The news nearly broke me. Of all the ways to get killed, that's gotta be the most pathetic one ever. Am I right? There's a rumor going around about another inmate. A guy they brought here a little while ago. Get this. Talk in the cell block says he was sent here because he killed Harling, the president of Osea during the last war, remember? He's the one that sent my dad on that suicide mission. He's the reason I had to go live with my grandpa, and why me and Gramps started building a supersonic jet. He's the reason I ended up here.
Ela tá pouco se fudendo
Maybe I
por
should give
Harley.
that guy a thank you note for killing him. Nah. God, I hate the smell of this place. It's all fake and lies and bullshit. It reeks.
Cara, eu vou dizer. Os jogos que tem o melhor enredo que eu já vi. Todos eles Combat. Puta merda.
Alright guys, I'll let you in on some juicy info. The new guy was found guilty by the International Union Peacekeeping Forces court-martial. He is the murderer of Harling in the flesh. His TAC name's Trigger. Now, as of today, he may be attached to the Ocean Air Force Base 444th Squadron. But that is just some symbolic bullshit. It doesn't really matter if he's Harling's murderer or not. Every last one of you has been incarcerated for one reason or another. You cons have an obligation to atone for your crimes. A few of you in the penal unit know how to fly, and HQ needs to plug the deficit in our Air Force. So they proposed sending you guys on a reconnaissance mission to the Waiapolo Mountains. But that idea was flat out rejected. Nope, you'll be atoning for your crimes right here at this base. This base is a decoy designed to draw enemy fire. And as members of this base, you'll be taking hits from the enemy. This will allow our forces to safely prepare a counterattack.
Incoming!
Switch off that alarm. It's just the usual. I thought Zapland was supposed to be an isolated area. Okay. I'm gonna need a few aircraft to scramble.
Again?
Wonder how they will do today. Better than solitary.
Enemy aircraft detected over the dummy runway.
We just need to make it look like we can put up a fight. Some of those piles of junk can at least take off. Let's get the guiltiest cons in the sky first. We'll start with Harling's murderer. We don't expect you to down any bombers. But what we do want is to make them think that we've got an active base here.
Tá bom, né, velho? Você é pra fingir na esfinge, tio. Start Smish. Vou de Gripen de novo, mano. Vamos de Grips. Vamos de Grips. Sortes.
It's time to get busy, convicts. Proceed with your mission now.
Pô, não tinha um F4?
Follow orders, Trigger. Taxi to the runway now. Check your altimeter and wait in front of the runway.
Control, would you kindly send me up first?
Spare 8, Champ, this is the control tower. You're not cleared for takeoff. Obey orders.
Go to hell.
All aircraft preparing for takeoff. Watch out for Spare 8. He's forcing a takeoff.
I'll take up command. Any objections? That'll get decided in the skies. Touche.
Trigger, your call sign is Spare 15. Consider it your prisoner number for the air. Commencing deception and interception.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take
O que eu
off.
faço?
Go now.
Decolar.
My blood's boiling! Spare 15, takeoff confirmed.
As armas tudo
Altitude
ferrado.
restriction lifted. Go.
So, no missiles again. The FCS is locked.
Os caras estão pra lá.
Damn, you're good. Let's make this more interesting. Prisoners use nothing without supervision. Not even a pencil.
Here comes Harling's murderer. He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes.
Always in the know, aren't you?
In this war, intel is a life or death matter.
Settle down. Excited to have another murderer with you?
Yeah!
This is Bandog. Spare 15, I'm handling surveillance. The bombers that attacked the runway are coming back for another round. I know it's just a dummy runway. You guys just need to make a lot of noise. Make them think there's fighters at the base.
You don't gotta smoke. I'll owe you one.
If any of you die, just think of it as you atoning for your crimes.
Much appreciated.
One more thing. Any aircraft leaving the operation area will be shot down. You hear me?
Righto.
23, this is Spare 1. Numbers we can handle. You're safe with us. Spare Squadron, get into formation.
Spare 15, you're too far away. No time for sightseeing.
Lock on hostile. There's a juicy target.
Look at that. Blowing up a bunch of paper blades.
The enemy seems to think our Air Force is concentrated on this base. Everything on the ground is fake. Can't the enemy see that? Means they're that convincing. Shit! The enemy just hit the control tower!
Hey, what's with all the shaking?
Send in the fire team.
Not let the enemy get closer.
Are you trying to kill me?
Shall I order them to shoot down all? Commander McKenzie? Damn it! Air Squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. Engage. Show no mercy.
Might be done by now. I have to rethink the odds. Want to bet which one of us gets the first kill
after
trigger?
it starts.
This is the
First, if Count's going forward,
I decide when you die.
All right, I'm assuming command. All aircraft support me. Who's gonna dance to your lying tune? I'll show you all how it's done.
Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Trigger, keep an eye on your head count. We can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that report will get dressed up real pretty. Sorry, I got lucky. Champ, you got company behind you.
Radar
Lucky
ping.
to do this work.
Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of them.
Righto.
A bomber's at high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look up. I've yet to confirm the destruction of the targets. Continue on with the mission. Head to the next target.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches. The more scratches, the more heinous the crime. They're called sin lines. You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger? Well, you are Harley's murderer.
We're cut off. We can't break away. We can't. We lost all of them. Where the hell are we out of here? Don't panic. This isn't our first dance.
Champ, you got company behind you.
We're losing escorts. Hurry up. Finish the job and let's get out.
Top score again. Because kills are self-reported. Hostile has a lock. Getting in position is a piece of cake. Bye-bye.
Bandit on my tail. Wingman down. I'm surrounded.
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
This is good. Damn it, I've got one on my back.
Focus on destroying the target.
Mark 2. The enemy has escaped. Hurry it up next time. Bandit's ass. Red Runner Rock. Begin the attack.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Sperry, watch your mouth.
At least he's decent at what he's famous for. I wouldn't go that far. Targets that slow aren't a challenge. Don't let it go to your head, murderer.
Multiple bandits inbound. They got bombers and support.
All aircraft follow me. You too, murderer. Geez, now he thinks he's squadron leader. Trigger, don't get shut down now. I got good money riding on your survival. Some guys have got big money riding on you going down, so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need to yap to pull the trigger.
Trigger again. Don't get excited. It's beginner's luck.
Can't maintain altitude. Bailing out.
This is a pretty nice ride. It's been serviced pretty good.
Can't believe these scenes used to be scrapped. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway?
I don't know what her problem is. I think like she's royalty or something.
That's because she's the scrap queen. Queen? More like a bad-tempered tomboy.
Trigger got most of them. Maybe even all of them.
That was dumb luck, Tabloid.
Spare 15, don't take all the fun away from your comrades. The targets are still active. Keep up the attack.
What the hell are you doing?
Are you... Wilco, Men and McKinsey, please maintain silence for the moment. 4 targets remaining.
Quit fighting. Returning fire is expected.
Three targets remaining. Spare 15, what the hell are you doing? Attack!
Chow, you've got company!
One bandit left. Take him down now. First come, first served.
Enemy sighted.
All targets confirmed eliminated.
Hell yeah! Still alive, Harling's murderer? Then dinner's on me tonight.
Cut the chatter, Spare Squadron. Mission complete. RTB. Trigger's still with us. Must have the devil in his corner. Spare 7, what happens if the one you've bet on dies while landing?
Then you win. So what, you're not done?
Just checking.
Spare 15, this is the control tower. Make your landing check. We don't want a wreck blocking the runway. Spare 15, you have permission to land. Wind conditions are calm.
Okay.
3,000 meters. Too fast. Lower your airspeed. Bank right. 1,500 meters. Heading is good. Stay on course. Raise your nose. You're too low. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. At least you're down. Careful with the aircraft next time.
Ah, toma no seu
I
toba,
lost a
pô.
lot of money for that trigger. Don't forget.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take off. Go now.
Go now.
Did I say you could take down the enemy? Throw anyone who disobeys into solitary.
Tem uns chefes muito dos cuzão mesmo, né, velho? Ah, te lascar pra lá, velho. Tem que lembrar onde é que estão os aces da parada.
Mihai's granddaughters liked to keep to themselves mostly. They were well behaved and possessed a sort of quiet elegance. From time to time, I'd catch myself looking at them, wondering what they were talking about. I'm sure everyone on the base did the same. They were such enthralling creatures. Every night, a crowd would gather around Mihai. They were the men tasked with guarding him in the air. Their jackets all bore the same patch, a relic from a nation that was long gone. Decades ago, during the Age of Expansion, the Kingdom of Erusia absorbed many countries. Theirs was one of them. Mihai asked then.
Yet what is a nation? Can we actually see the physical lines that divide one from another?
People of my generation can no longer speak the language of our homeland. My grandparents always look sad when they see I have no idea what they're saying to me.
Mihai didn't say a word after that. His scarred face betrayed no emotion. He didn't get those scars from flying, though. Mihai was originally from Shalaji. His real name is Mihai Dumitru Margarita Corneliu Leopold Blanca Carol Aeon Ignatius Raphael Maria Nikitas A. Shalaji. When he was young, he was the heir to the Grand Duchy of Shalaji. Then, revolution broke out among his people. Mihai was betrayed by a close friend who pointed a gun at his face and pulled the trigger. The revolution was successful, but the new country that sprang from it was annexed by the expanding kingdom of Erusea. The Erusian royal family allowed Mihai's family to retain their title and noble standing in the new kingdom. But Mihai surprised them all by signing up for the draft like an ordinary Erusian citizen. He was then accepted into the Air Force Academy by order of the king. Mihai soon became an ace pilot. When the royal family was ousted and Erusea became a republic, he continued his service for the new regime. Test sites soon flourished. One day, a classmate of Mihai's granddaughter visited. I noticed the rose emblem. She laughed like a princess, and I found out later she was indeed the daughter of Erusea's new ruler. She was the connection to the royal bloodline everyone was looking for, the one to restore the monarchy. This new princess was truly a godsend for the Erusian people. If Mihai's granddaughters were like the moon, she was like the sun, around which everything seemed to orbit. Her face was so expressive. It's no wonder the people of this war-torn country instantly felt at ease when they saw her speeches. They started singing. The pilots of the support plane smiled, even though they wished their nation were independent from hers. Angelic. I wonder how Mihai felt about all of this. It was my job to research his neurological data, after all. I wish I could figure him out. Whatever his feelings were about losing his homeland, he kept hidden. Even from me.
Mihai.
Your mission is to atone for your crimes by attracting the enemy's attention. First, I want you to head from the base to the desert region of Roca-Roja to the northwest. And then second, you will attack the large Erusian base there. We've been unable to verify that base's ability to deal with fighters. You will attack and provoke the enemy into revealing their AA strategy. Get them to fire at you as much as you can. That way, we can confirm where they're firing from. Then it's a case of sending in a regular force to clean them out. For this mission, we prepared a frontline base that can be used for ammo replenishment and aircraft repairs. However, this is not for you guys. Only the regular force has permission to use it. Even if you run out of ammo, don't forget that you're just decoys. You stay out there as targets for the enemy.
Tá de sacanagem. Aí é bom, né? E por hoje nós encerra. Era na missão 6. Aircraft 3. Não tem F4 aqui, não tem F4. Não tem F4. Tem um MiG. F104, F6, F14, F2A e raio. MiG-29. Multiplayer é só as peças. Sukhoi 37, Sukhoi 35S, Sukhoi 57. F-22, F-35, YF-23. Raifun. Deixa assim, não vou comprar nada. Não vou comprar nada agora não. Galerinha, vamos ficando por aqui. Amanhã tem mais. De manhã tem uns mercadinhos. Beleza? De tarde, quem sabe, nós faz umas missões aqui do. Aqui ó, delisgando. Parou!